Welcome to Cary Stadium, Ocean City and Hammonton in a West Jersey Football League crossover game that's important to both teams because they both won their first game, and it could set them on the road possibly to a playoff situation if they can get some early victories. Hammonton will be dressed all in its white with blue numerals, and Ocean City in the red jerseys with the white numerals. Tom Williams along with Bud Rink. Bill Shallcross is our videographer and field producer here at Cary Stadium. And Bud, Ocean City's defense in particular looked good against Vineland. It's a young Vineland team, but they shut them out 21-0. Hammonton only has about 4 starters back from last year's team, but they're maybe a little more formidable offensively.
Yeah, Tom, I was impressed defensively, and I think I mentioned last week that I felt that at this point in the season, you got to figure that the defenses are a little bit ahead of the offenses, just like in baseball where the pitchers are supposed to be ahead of the hitters early on in the season. But I was impressed with the defense, and I kind of felt like what's going to happen, Ocean City's going to go as far as their up-front guys were going to take them, and I think last week their up-front guys took them pretty darn well, both offensively and defensively, especially defensively. So if that continues here tonight, they got a pretty good shot here. I mean, they got a pretty good shot anyway. It's 2 very evenly matched teams. Hammonton always has a good football program, and I'm looking forward to a real good game. I think we'll get a pretty good idea of just how good these 2 teams are against each other.
It's could be a historic night. Kevin Smith has 49 career wins. 49-52, 6th among active coaches at Cape Atlantic League schools, and 22nd among active coaches in South Jersey in total wins. So that's one thing that could happen tonight. And also, with his first extra point, Brendan McGonigal will tie the school record of 81 career extra points. And, of course, with his second, would be the all-time leader in career extra points at Ocean City High School. He's out there right now kicking them from the 30-yard line as Ocean City's team comes onto the field. That's the one thing about the kid. He never misses a chance to practice. And even though he missed a field goal that I'm sure disappointed him in the Vineland game, he's a hard-working kicker and a very talented kicker.
And, when we think of kickers, we talk about extra points, we talk about field goals, but he kicks the ball off into the end zone. He did, it was a hot night, humid night, I said that, but I think you're going to see Brendan McGonigal kick the ball in the end zone quite a bit, which for a high school kid is pretty impressive. I mean, the field goals are one thing, but to be able to kick that ball, 70, 80 yards into the end zone, that's impressive.
A little more attention than usual on the flip of the coin because young Frankie Lasasso is going to do the coin flip. This young man, courageous young man, has thrown out more first pitches and flipped more coins than some people do in a lifetime. He's got his family is from Hammonton, but his father's an assistant coach here.
The Ocean.
Well, it's light years cooler than it was on the weekend, Friday and Saturday, where they played the 8 games here in the battle at the beach. Things are always happening at the Ocean City Free Public Library. You can learn to play bridge or improve your cooking and computer skills. It's all free, plus books, magazines, internet access, homework help, and much more. The Ocean City Free Public Library, 18th and Simpson. Visit them online at oceancitylibrary.org. Gillian's Wonderland Pier, right behind us, 6th Street in the Boardwalk in Ocean City, is a popular summer destination. They'll be open until 10 this Labor Day weekend and through Labor Day. And they'll also give you a chance to enjoy their amusement rides the rest of the month on the weekends through September. The summer continues through September at Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th at the Boardwalk in Ocean City. Here's the national anthem. Ocean City High School Band, the national anthem, here at Carey Stadium, Hammonton, with 46 players on their roster, including 16 seniors. And Ocean City with 61 players. And counting the cheerleaders, 94 people on the sidelines here for Ocean City. The Raiders have 26 sophomores on their varsity lineup, and many of them see key action.
Yeah, and quite a few of them played last week who don't see key action. A lot of them got in. It's a lot of young kids on this team. And I think the West Jersey Football League has done a decent job in trying to match up opponents who are of equal, I don't know if ability is the right word, but
in some cases,
yeah, as
Violence
much as they can.
Violence in a death hole in their rebuilding year here with St. Augustine, Williamstown, Shawnee, forget who else, and Pleasantville's in a bad situation too. But they certainly are trying to do it, and we'll see what happens.
And they can't predict necessarily, who's going to have a down year or whatever.
Brendan McGonigal to kick. We just talked about him. Let's see if Bud's right. Is he going through the end zone? It's pretty deep, and it is over the head and into the end zone. Once it gets into the end zone in high school, you cannot return a kick. So they'll start at the 20.
Now, in my advancing age, Tom, I will tell you that I don't remember a whole lot of things, but I do remember that's the first kickoff he had in that direction.
Is that right?
Because all the scores were at the other end, and he was kicking them into the end zone at the school. Now, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, but I think I was accurate there. He was kicking that into the wind.
Right.
So.
All right, Hammonton starts with the ball. Andrew Weiner, 6'1", 191-pound sophomore quarterback, backs in the eye behind him, hands it off, hitting the left side, and there's nothing there.
And Hammonton's always been a running football team first. And, everybody wants to run the football first, but, the Raiders are pretty big up front, as we said. We're going to try to give those guys some credit today.
A.J. Riker, 5'10", 181-pound senior, carried that ball. A very little gain on the play. Last time these teams played was 2011, and the coaches were, Kevin Smith and Pete Lancetta, who's now the coach at St. Augustine Prep. Here's a pitch sweeping the right side. It's Riker, and he's got a little bit of room this time out to the 25, maybe a little past the 25-yard line. Ocean City has not beaten Hammonton since 1981.
Man.
Ed Woolley. 3 years later, Ed Woolley's team won a South Jersey championship. But they haven't played every year since then. As a matter of fact, in the all-time series, Ocean City has a comfortable lead. 35 wins to Hammonton's 21 and 2 ties. Third and a couple. They hit the center of the line to get the first down out to about the 31 or 32-yard line.
And, Tom, I think that as the game progresses, you will see the Blue Devils try to go wide more often. They've run 2 plays into the heart of that defensive line for not much gain. Enough there for a first down. Didn't need enough much. But if they're going to have a lot of success, I think it's going to be to the outside. Or that's what they'll try anyway.
Jaron Hill, 6'3", senior, splits to the left. He's hoping to go to the outside. He's looking for a pass at that pitch. And coming this way is Riker. Great Ocean City defense.
I think that was Gray.
It was.
Yeah, he's at the heart of that defensive line, Tom. And I said we got to give these guys some credit. 53 up there is Zach Mazzatelli. 51 is C.J. Connie. And 77 is Brock Cook. And they're going to anchor that defensive line.
Inside linebacker, too, Sam Williams, who was the MVP of the game with Vineland, selected by the people from Battle at the Beach. Back to throw. It's a little flat pass. It's overthrown, incomplete, and it was a forward pass, I'm pretty sure. And the officials seem to agree, so it's incomplete.
Yeah, I didn't hear the whistle right away. That's why I was waiting to see, too, if they were going to call it a backward pass or forward pass or not. But it went out of bounds. So
actually, they did call it a backward pass. They moved the marker back to the 26-yard line, so it's going to be third and about 16 yards to go. Well, we'll see that on video.
Well, I think I took my comment based on the reaction of the defensive players, and they were going after the ball, so that led me to believe it was
I think you always chase the ball, though. Hitting the center, and there's a little bit of room out to about the 31-yard line, but short of the first down, short of the original line of scrimmage, in fact, and they'll punt.
So good first series for the Raiders defense. They do give up that one first down.
Riker to punt. Jack Hogue stands at his own 40. High snap. A little bit of a rush. Almost got it. Fair catch. Hogue makes it at the 41-yard line, but a great rush in there by Charlie Casaboon, who actually had a punt return for a touchdown last year, but it was that type of play, a blocked kick. Well, he didn't block it this time, but he almost did.
Well, I will venture to guess he'll block one before the season's over.
Yeah, if he keeps coming in like that. So Ocean City starts on its own 41 with 8:46 left in the first quarter. And big Riley Gunnels, 6'4", 216 junior, is the quarterback. And to his right will be Jacob Wilson, the 5'8", 170-pound senior, who scored twice against Vineland. In fact, Gunnels scored the other touchdown. There he goes. Wilson up the middle, finds some room, and he's going to get about 9 yards to midfield.
Really great blocking and a really good individual effort that last few yards by Wilson. That's the kind of, first down play that, you gain 9 yards right into the heart of the defense. Gives you a little bit of momentum here and positive thinking, so to speak.
Second, less than a yard. Wilson's to the left of Gunnels, slot to the right. Wilson hesitates, finds some room, gets the first down, but only picks up a little more than 2 yards on the play. Ocean City deep at the running back position. They'll also use Sean Mazzatelli, who's also a senior, and sophomore Tyler McDaniels. But Wilson, I think, will get the most snaps over the course of a game.
What a beautiful night, Tom.
Yeah. Not as humid as it was over the weekend. Motion from the wing back. There goes Wilson. He shoots inside the 45, close to the 42-yard line. He gets those first couple steps going. He's in full gear.
Yeah, Pat Grimley was the wing back in motion, set up on the wing on the opposite side, and throws a key block to help make that running play work.
Very talented athlete, Pat Grimley. He was second in the Cape Atlantic League in scoring in lacrosse as a freshman last year. And Ocean City, of course, won the South Jersey Championship. Receivers left and right for the Raiders. Wing back on the right side. And there he goes, shifting along with Gray to the left side. But it's Wilson again. And this is the Jacob Wilson game plan. He breaks free. It looked like he was stopped at about the 40, but he broke free. If they don't do a forward motion, he'll be down to the 37. One of the officials went down, too.
Yeah, he went down hard with contact. He's struggling to get up a little bit.
Officials stopped the, I guess they're going to measure.
Well, I think they stopped also because the official was hurt.
No, they're not going to measure. You're right. It's a second first down for Ocean City and a great effort by Jacob Wilson.
I often wonder how these officials stay out of the way as often as they do, especially the back judge.
Imagine when it's like in the NFL. Those guys. Alone in the backfield is Gunnels. Now Hogue shifts into the backfield. Gets the ball going left. Hogue down the left side, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds. Well, no, he stayed in bounds, I guess. But he's going to get a first down, I think, at about the 25-yard line. Let's see where they spot the football.
They do stop the clock, I guess, to move the chains.
Now he signals first down. Start that clock up again. Third first down for Ocean City. Wilson back on.
Nice drive here.
Gunnels as a receiver to each side. Wing back on the right side. There they go. The big Gray Grimley shift. Here's Wilson. And he does what a lot of great running backs do. He doesn't just blindly run into the line. He hesitates, sees where the opening is, and gets to it very quickly.
I know I say this every year. I've never seen a running back do that as well as Kevin Sinclair.
Oh, yeah.
He could get to that line of scrimmage, and a hole would close up, and he could just stop dead and go 90 degrees to the right or left, and off he went. It was amazing.
And he did it all often, too. Now they shift Wilson to the right. And he still gets the ball. Gets some room down the left side. Keeps his balance, driving inside the 10, down to about the 5-yard line.
Yeah, no need to throw the ball. Not when you're running like this. Just really, and they take the tight end and the wing back on the one side, and often they shift them both to the other side. And then the defense, of course, is going to shift to that side because they're loaded, offensively loaded on that side, and then they run the ball back to the other way. It's like a chess game.
First and goal on the 8. It's Wilson again. Hit at about the 5, maybe 4-yard line. So that'll be second and goal. You mentioned Kevin Sinclair, just to refresh, in the Vineland game on a keeper. But he's a big target, too.
I would say the kids at Cedar Creek would do well to listen to Kevin Sinclair. Yeah. He's very soft-spoken.
He doesn't speak often, and you got to listen carefully.
You better listen.
But he knows what he's talking about. Okay. Third and goal at about the 3. Slot to the right. Wilson is to the left of Gunnels. There's a shift by Grimley. Wilson, right side, drives to the goal line. Touchdown.
Yeah, I don't think that play was designed to go to the right side the way it did, but he found that hole, just as you said, Tom. Got near the line of scrimmage, and the hole was clogged up a little bit. Just made a quick little shift, 1 or 2 lanes over, and off he went.
Third touchdown of the year for Jacob Wilson. Ocean City leads 6-0, and let's see if Brendan McGonigal can make history here by kicking the extra point. Good snap, ball's down, the kick is up, it's high enough, it's good. He's 81 for 90 in his career.
With about 6 games and this one to go. Maybe more than 6 games to go.
So Ocean City takes a 7-0 lead, and McGonigal will kick off. Shore True Value Hardware in Summers Point hopes that you'll continue to shop locally. They offer friendly service and expert advice. At Shore Hardware, they'll do anything to help. They're open weekdays until 7, Saturdays until 6, Sundays until 4. Help just around the corner at Shore True Value Hardware, 515 New Road, Summers Point. Phone 609-927-6464 or visit them online at shorehardware.com. Ocean City High School band here. They were in the Battle at the Beach, one of the few bands. There was 11 games. Well, there was only 8 ended up being played here because of the heavy rains and flooding on Sunday. But I think Millville and Ocean City were the only 2 bands that played throughout the weekend.
Tom, I know we're going to get a kickoff here in a second, but I'll put Kevin Sinclair's 5,000-plus yards into perspective here in a minute.
Okay. Here comes the all-time co-leader in career extra points, end over end. This one might stay in the park. It does. It's taking it to 2. Trying to get some room down the right side. On the return is Kenny Smith, the 5'10 freshman. But he's only bringing it out to about the 19 or 20-yard line, I think.
So if an NFL running back gets celebrated for 2,000 yards in a season? I mean, if you have a 2,000 yards in a season, that's pretty darn impressive. and you're playing 16 games. And Kevin Sinclair played, 8 games? He started as a freshman. That's 32 games. That's 2 NFL seasons at 2,000 yards plus.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Off the left side, a couple of yards out to the 20-yard line for the Blue Devils. Kevin had his biggest offensive game. I don't remember the total, but in the final game of his career at the College of New Jersey in the rain against Shawnee in the South Jersey Championship game. That was C.J. Rossiter carried the ball. 6 foot, 176-pound senior, picked up 2 yards. Don't think we mentioned it at the top, but Jim Rosso, the Hammonton coach, 37-27 in his 7th season. Nothing there as the Hammonton tries to go outside to the right. And the Ocean City defense looking at least as good as they did last Friday against Vineland.
Yeah, A.J. Riker there for the Blue Devils was the running back. And again, they know that they're so far at least have been unable to get much in the middle of that line defensively. They look to go outside there and nothing over there. A couple of Raider tacklers. So long 3rd down.
3rd and 8. Receiver to each side. Wingback on the right side. And motion. Illegal procedure against Hammonton. First penalty of the game.
Yeah, and it wasn't the motion back. It was one of the linemen, I believe, who moved.
5 other games tonight. Bridgeton's at Middle Township. Oakcrest at Buna. Wildwood at Cumberland. Pleasantville at Haddonfield, and Egg Harbor Township at Washington Township. 5 games involving Cape Atlantic teams. Tomorrow, St. Joe at Holy Spirit, Mainland at Millville, Notre Dame at St. Augustine, Absegami at Atlantic City, Clearview at Vineland and Lower Cape May at Glassboro. On Saturday, Cedar Creek goes to Willingboro. A busy weekend, Labor Day weekend for Cape Atlantic League football teams. And timeout.
I have a friend, Tom, who coaches at Imatech Charter School in Philadelphia, and he was asking me about the Matha last week.
They play him this week.
They play him today. Not today, yes. They play him this weekend.
Yeah.
And he has a summer home here. Was going to try to come down for the game, but the weather was making it iffy for him.
And by the way, as we talk about generations and how things continue in that game at St. Augustine Prep tomorrow night, Notre Dame will be quarterbacked by the grandson of Tony Cerise. Great coach at Millville, athletic director, baseball and football.
So is it his father who was coaching at Princeton?
Yes. That's why they live up in that area.
Yeah, pretty good tree line.
Yeah.
Or whatever that's called.
That's right. That, by the way, is where Daniel Russo, the Vineland freshman quarterback, that's his goal, going to Princeton. It's a good goal. Hammonton across the 15 to about the 18. They're faced with a punting situation again.
Better take some AP courses and do well in them.
I think
go to Princeton.
I understand he's pretty good academically already.
Yep.
And I thought he showed some potential. I mean, Ocean City, they moved the ball in some situations, but Ocean City handled Vineland overall very well. But I think for a freshman, you can see the talent's there.
I agree.
Here's the punt. Oh, it's a low one. And it's going to roll right to Hogue at the 49. Little shuttle step. He's at the 40 and down inside the 35-yard line. You know, and Hogue is in that line of Chris Turner and Jake Schneider. A little guy that can make things happen.
Yep.
Of course, those are 2 pretty good guys to be compared to.
You know, Tom, when I was mentioning that defensive front, I think I missed Mike Constantino, and I don't want to do that.
He don't want you to do it either.
No. You know, it's not like they're going to come to school next day and give me a hard time because I'm not there anymore. But still, I'm trying to make sure I get them all when I'm making a point.
Well, Ocean City's hit with a 10-yard penalty here, so they'll start on the Vineland 49-yard line.
You know, Tom, it does seem odd. It just feels odd. Here we are in the second game of the season, and they haven't even started school yet. It's not even Labor Day. And it just seems funny.
This is the first time in history that Ocean City High School has played 2 football games before the Eagles have played. Probably there's a lot of other schools like that too. There's Wilson, and he spins down, turns down to about the 45.
Stopped in there by Luciano Mystico. It's a pretty familiar football name. I could be wrong. When you go back in that extensive Tom Williams encyclopedia of Ocean City sports that you have, but I'll bet you they have never played a high school football game prior to Labor Day.
I don't know. I have to look that up. Gunnels awaits the snap. Shifts Wilson. Gives him the ball. Why not? There he goes. And he's down to the 35 for a first down.
Another good run and good blocking, upended finally by number 26, Justin Dougherty, or Dowdy, 5'10", 177-pound sophomore. You can see the size differential up front. Hammonton does have a couple big players up there.
Wilson, by the way, is 5'8", 170.
And Luis Rodriguez seems to be the biggest guy in that front group.
That's the end of the first quarter here at Carey Stadium, with Ocean City on top of Hammonton, 7-0 and threatening again. Winning teams know that the key to success is getting the job done right the first time. For over 100 years, Cal the Electric has applied that philosophy to their business to offer an unparalleled level of electrical expertise and service to every single customer. Now you can bring Calvi's expertise into your home for your electrical problems or improvements, and they can install solar panels that will save you money. Make Calvi Electric a part of your winning team. Call 609-345-0151 or visit calvielectric.com. Everybody's looking forward to fall in Ocean City, America's greatest family resort. Fall events kick off with the Street Rod Show, September 11th and 12th. The Boardwalk Aerobatic Air Show flies over Ocean City September 19th, and the return of the Fall Block Party on October 9th. A new event, Dog Day, invites man's best friends to enjoy a day at the Boardwalk on October 23rd. Look for these events and more until they celebrate the new year with First Night on December 31st in Ocean City. Imagine you went up to the Boardwalk on October the 23rd, come down to the shore, and you didn't know it was Dog Day. And here's 300 dogs on the Boardwalk.
Yeah, they used to talk about the dog days of August.
All right, 1st and 10, Ocean City at the 35-yard line, and they're going to stay with Wilson. He gets a couple on that play. Hammonton obviously starting to focus on him. Picks up 3, 2nd and 7.
At some point, they'll put the ball in the air here, but again, they don't need to. But just to keep the defense honest, I mean, Hammonton still, the Raiders have 2 wideouts, and they got to cover them, so that takes 2 guys away from the middle of the field.
Slot to the left, wing back on the right side. Actually, there's 3 receivers out to the left. And here they go off the left side. Wilson breaks into the open for a moment, and he is down inside the 15-yard line.
Boy, what a really nice block by Rick Wetzel. Tom, 175-pound junior wide receiver who was out there, and he held that block and on his, the cornerback who was defending him. And when Wilson came out on the carry, he just really sustained that block really, really well.
1st and 10, Wilson going right. And he's down near the 10, maybe just inside the 10. Give him 3, 2nd and 7. Little Township and Bridgeton are still scoreless in the second period.
It's unusual playing on a Thursday night, and there's other teams playing on Thursday night.
Yeah. Wilson hit and brought down at about the 5, may have fallen just inside the 5-yard line. it'll be 3rd and goal. Well, actually, it's not goal. 3rd and about 3. Well, you know, this game, I think that Ocean City would have preferred it to be played on Friday, but Hammonton didn't want any parts of traffic coming in and out of Ocean City on the Friday of Labor Day weekend. At least that's what I heard.
Yeah, well, I got my own feeling about that.
And Holy Spirit and St. Joe moved their game from tonight till tomorrow. There's a flag on the play, and if it's against against Hammonton, it will be, well, it might be a first down. Might not, because it's half the distance.
I kind of feel like if the schedule says Friday, both schools should have to agree. And I guess Ocean City maybe agreed when Hammonton requested because they didn't want to be accused of being whatever.
And I might be wrong. Maybe Ocean City just is happy to play Thursday too. But
yeah, but it's a short week for them.
Yeah. 1 day short. So it's 3rd and 2. They don't get the first down because of this silly half the distance rule. Gray shifted to the right side, and here goes Gunnels. And he races into the end zone. Good fake. And, hey, if you fake the ball to Wilson, they got to respond the way things have been going in this game. But a nice run by Gunnels, his 2nd touchdown of the year and his 3rd of his career.
I think that was the same play he scored the touchdown on last week. Fakes the handoff inside and runs around that right end untouched. Like you said, the defense has to respect that inside handoff.
Well, here's McGonigal trying to be all alone at the top. An extra points kicked in a career. Here's the kick. It's high enough. It's good. Number 82. And he dismisses Dan Kennard, who kicked 81 of them from 1999 to 2001. Matt Darr has the record for a season, 36. So he's got 5 right now. Who knows how far he'll go there. He also, by the way, now has 100 kicking points. He already held the school record with 98 coming into the season. Actually, I'm sorry, he has 103. I forgot about the 3 against Vineland. So we are seeing one of the great kickers, not only in Ocean City, but in the Cape Atlantic League's history.
Be anxious to see where he goes to school.
Yeah.
And actually the wind looks like it's shifted. It's now off the bay more so than off the ocean.
Yeah, I see the flag blowing now. They don't have anything on the uprights. So it's 14-0. 9:18 remaining in the first half. Here's the kick. Gets the foot into this one, but it's going to come down at about the 5. Looking for room up the middle. Bouncing off a couple tackles out to the 35, 36-yard line is C.J. Rossiter, the 6-foot, 176-pound senior.
Tackle made by Casaboon. Good tackle because there wasn't much help behind him. In fairness, that might be the first kickoff return that an opposing team had. Maybe they had one last week against Vineland. This kickoff team isn't getting a lot of work.
First and 10 from the 35-yard line. Trying to string it out to the outside, but the defense wouldn't let them.
I couldn't tell off the get-go if the ball had been handed off to Lucas Goringer for Hammonton, but he got punished in the backfield.
Late, midway through the second period, it's Millville 12, Mainland nothing.
I think it was Constantino, by the way, who made that tackle of a non-ball carrier.
Second and about 13. Rayner back to throw. Throws out in the right sideline, and it's incomplete. Rossiter could get his hands on it, but couldn't pull it in. And he smelled defense coming. because he was pretty well covered from behind. It'll be 3rd and about 13.
Yeah, it was, and the pass was thrown high. It would have been a really great catch. Sean Mazzatelli, I think, on the main coverage over there, along with, I think, Will Marple. Again, some of these guys have the back of their shirts tucked up high, and you can't see the top of the number.
3rd and 13. Hammonton down 14-0, needs to convert. They got a first down in their very first series. Not since. Wayner back to throw. It's a screen to the left side, and he's going to gain some yardage. Looks like he'll be just short of the first down, maybe a couple of yards short of the first down. Austin Hudak, the 6'3", 211-pound senior tight end.
Yeah, that was a good call by Hammonton's offensive coordinator, or whoever's calling the plays over there.
They're not going to take a chance here. A.J. Riker's coming out to punt. He's inside his own 30, and Jack Hogue hustles back to the Ocean City 30. It's 4th and 2. Good snap, but he drops the ball. He gets the kick away, but it's kind of straight up in the air a little bit, and it takes an Ocean City bounce. Hammonton will down it at the 43, Ocean City's 43-yard line.
And that might have been Hogue in that defensive play I was talking about before when I said that the shirts are partially covering the top of the number. It's sometimes hard to see because that's the way his jersey sits in the back. I think Gray's jersey was like that last week. His is sitting flatter now. I know you guys don't think that's a big deal, but it's a big deal to us when we can't see the top of the numbers.
I guess it's because the shirt's a little too big.
Or it's just the way they haven't pulled it down tight enough in the back.
Slot to the right. Handoff is to Wilson going left. Wilson cuts it down the sideline, drives through a tackle, and he's crossed the 50 to about the 45-yard line for a first down.
I think a lot of the kids like to wear their shirts up around their waist. And if it's a little long, it gets tucked at the top. I'm going to tell you, you got to be impressed with Jacob Wilson at 5'8", 170 pounds. He's running like a 210-pound back.
First down on the 46 of Hammonton. There's Wilson. And this time he's hit at about the 44 and driven back. No give there on that particular play. And a really nice defensive stop by Leo Rocco, I think it was. Rocco Leo, sorry. So it's 2nd and about 8 for Ocean City on the 44-yard line of Hammonton. Trips to the right, including the wingback, and they're going to give it to Wilson going right. He cuts it back behind a block, breaks through another, and he's inside the 35 to about the 34-yard line. So I'm not so sure you're right that they'll eventually throw the ball. It's a classic Mike Slaveski approach. Keep doing it until they stop it. Well, they're doing a lot of different things, but they're doing it all, almost all.
He's going to be a tired young man at halftime.
Yeah, I'm sure he's all right.
No doubt.
Now, alone in the backfield is Gunnels. Last time they shifted Hogue into the backfield with him, and they do it again. Hogue's to the left. Hogue gets the ball, and he's hit. Stopped right away for a loss on the play by Luciano Nistico, 6 foot, 207-pound senior defensive end.
Yeah, he's had a couple big tackles here so far early on, Tom. But for the most part, the Raiders have had their way offensively on the ground here.
2nd, about 14. And here comes Wilson back in the game. Ocean City dominating this game, and they're still getting heckled by the fans. They want him to throw a pass. Trips to the left. I don't know if you heard that guy. Wilson drives ahead. He stopped at the 35-yard line, where it'll be 3rd and maybe 12 yards to go.
Well, I didn't hear him, but I would venture to guess his son's a wide receiver. because I know it's not.
Or it was Riley Gunnell Sr.
It's not Riley Gunnell Sr.
In case you don't know, Riley Gunnell's grandfather played in the NFL. His father and uncle were both good players here at Ocean City, as was his cousin, Chugger Lacasse. Great family tradition here. Here's a pass. It's to Hogue. It might have been a lateral, actually, and Hogue races down the sideline. He threw it like a pass, but it might have gone backwards. Won't know that till we study the video, whether it's a running play or a pass play. But it does gain some good yardage inside the 30, down to about the 27-yard line. So it's 3rd and 4.
A.J. Riker, we could call his name a lot tonight, I think, both offensively and defensively. He finally makes a stop.
Ocean City has nobody operating the score part of the scoreboard. I mean, the downs and yards to go and things like that.
It's not working.
It isn't working?
No.
Wow.
That's what I was told.
It was a problem with it over the weekend, but I thought they had it straightened out.
That might be wrong.
Wide slot to the right. Shift by Grimley. Going left and diving is Wilson. Let's see how far he dove.
I think a yard short. I think I'm wrong, Tom, when I said it's not working, because I think if the score is working, then and the quarter and stuff is working, then the down and all should be working. They just don't have anybody doing it tonight.
So Ocean City failed to get the first down, and they'll turn it over with 4:31 left in the first half. Hammonton will take over on its own 24-yard line. Hammonton with 1 first down. That was in the first series of the football game. Weiner under center. Hands it off left side and picking up about 5, maybe 6 yards. Out close to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, it's kind of unexpected, at least to me, Tom, how easily the Raiders have been able to run the football. I'm not surprised that their defense is doing what they're doing. But
Lucas Guringer on that carry, sophomore, 5'10", 170 pounds. This time they hit the line of scrimmage and are hit at the line of scrimmage, but a good drive. Brings it out within a yard or 2 of the first down. We'll see where they end up spotting it. They're going to end up on the 33-yard line. So it's 3rd and 1 for Hammonton. Andrew Weiner, their 6'1", 191-pound sophomore quarterback, brings the play in from the sideline. And he keeps it, and he's got the first down. Out across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
Had a quick first half here, too. 3:17 and running.
What we have seen an awful lot in the football game so far this year is players on opposite teams getting up off of a pile and patting each other on the helmet or the shoulder pads. I don't know if there's traditionally more sportsmanship in the summer or what.
Maybe the fact they couldn't do it last year, so they weren't allowed to touch each other.
Yeah, that's true.
You could tackle them, you just couldn't touch them after.
That's right. That's right. There's Weiner. He's going to try to throw. He's being chased. Pass is caught, and shoestring tackle prevented him from getting some real good yardage out there. That was Taylor Eggett on the tackle and Lucas Guringer on the catch.
Yeah, and on the pressure, Constantino and Gray almost made that pass moot.
Weiner did a good job getting that away.
He certainly did.
In the general vicinity of one of his receivers. Kevin Smith is focused on the game.
Well, he should be.
Yeah, but he just sent us a text for something that we've already about Tom Park that he already did. Okay, it's a loss on that play. 3rd down and about 3. Third and 3.
Minute 18, clock running. They don't seem to be in much of a hurry.
Middle Township kicked a 27-yard field goal. They lead Bridgeton 3-0. It's still 12-0. Millville over Mainland. Weiner with the ball. Back to throw. In trouble and down he goes. With a sack by C.J. Conti.
Yeah, they maybe not in a hurry because they don't want to give the ball back here, but minute and 11 seconds. Not surprised if the Raiders would have called timeout. They're really in control of this game as you watch the game, but the score's still only 14-0.
So it's 4th down at about 7. They're going to punt. Riker. Good rush. He goes down, but I don't think he was hit. Hogue makes the catch right about the 35-yard line. Actually, Riker's slow to get up, so he might have twisted something that caused him to go down. Yeah, he's limping toward the sideline. You know, to sit down, let somebody help him.
Yep, he did just go down.
Ocean City will start on its own 36-yard line, and we'll see how the 36-second drill works.
They're a little slow getting out there to him. Here comes their training staff.
It looks like a twisted ankle or knee. Not that can't be serious, but they're going to let him hop off the field and limp off the field. That's why I always thought they should have wheelchairs or maybe in football golf carts always for these situations. Though he is getting better with each step, I think.
I don't know if you need a wheelchair or a golf cart when you got a couple extra tackles or guards on the bench that can just run out there and lift the guy up.
A couple people just did that.
Yeah, unless it's the guard or tackle who's hurt, you might need 2 or 3 people to help.
So it's on the 36-yard line, and I think it says 36 seconds left too. So Ocean City will probably go to the air here.
I bet they go to a knee or just hand the ball off.
Oh,
they didn't stop the clock, so
they give it to Wilson. Straight ahead, and there's nothing there. Stopped at the line of scrimmage, maybe even a half a yard behind. And the clock will continue to run.
Yeah,
Ocean City gets the ball to start the second half. Will certainly plays into their thinking.
Yeah, I felt this is what would happen when they didn't stop the clock on 4th down to try to get an extra play or two. So they're going to let it run out.
And indeed they do. So Ocean City takes a 14-0 lead into halftime here at Carey Stadium. A new school record in extra points by Brendan McGonigal. And a touchdown each for Jacob Wilson and Riley Gunnels as Ocean City moves toward possibly going 2-0. But there's still some time left, a whole half left to play here at Carey Stadium. Old World Tuscany meets Main Street USA at a Nata Wine Bar right in the center of downtown Hammonton. The custom-built wine bar says it all, providing each guest with a look, feel, and taste of old world Italian tradition. Anata's premier wine list is comprised of over 125 carefully chosen vintages available by the glass or bottle, and their full bar includes signature martinis and craft beer. Ever enjoy lunch, dinner, and live music? Anata Wine Bar is perfect for private parties. The Anata Wine Bar, 216 Bellevue Avenue in the heart of Hammonton. Phone 609-704-9797 for reservations or to book your next event. If you're planning to build a home, make your first step a visit to Halliday Leonard. At Halliday Leonard, they'll consult you on your design and assist the development of your custom home. They build single homes that will fit most any budget, plus condominiums, townhouses, and commercial buildings. Get your ideas together. Take them to Halliday Leonard, 700 Haven Avenue in Ocean City. Phone them at 398, that's 609-398-5737. Halliday Leonard will help make your dream home a reality. Ocean City on top here, 14-0 at the half. Millville leads Mainland 12-0. Bridgeton trails Middle Township 3-0 in other scores among Cape Atlantic League schools. So we'll take time out for the half, and then we'll be back with the third quarter here at Carey Stadium. Ocean City leading here at halftime, 14-0 at Carey Stadium in a non-divisional game between two Cape Atlantic League schools. Ocean City will be back home again a week from tomorrow, the 10th of September, and they'll play Absegami. Hammonton beat Absegami 32-13 last weekend. And so Ocean City plays their first three at home, and then they go to mainland and come home for homecoming on the 24th of September with Seneca. Homecoming is not usually this early, but that's just the way the schedule laid. Raiders will get the ball to start the second half. Jacob Wilson, Rowley Gunnels, each with 3-yard touchdown runs. Tolson Consulting can help you. Tolson Consulting specializes in labor management relations as well as government relations. With over 30 years of experience, Tolson Consulting is capable of meeting all your labor relations needs. Call Rich Tolson, 609-468-0704. He's a 76 graduate of Ocean City High School, proud former Raider, and happy to be part of Ocean City High School football.
What's the over-under on Wilson getting the first carry of the second half here?
He's back to return the kick. Here's the kick. And it's a line drive over his head and into the end zone for a touchback. So Hammonton's got a foot too.
Yep. Those low line drives usually go a little further.
Raiders will start on their own 20, leading 14-0. It's 3-0 Middle Township over Bridgeton, 12-0 Millville over Mainland in two other games. No score yet on Oakcrest, Buno, Wildwood, Cumberland, Pleasantville, and Haddonfield just kicked off. That's up at Haddonfield. And Egg Harbor Township, Washington Township just kicked off.
Were they both 6 o'clock starts in Middle and Mainland?
Yeah. The Lower Cape May Glassboro game was supposed to be tonight, but it's moved to 10:30 tomorrow morning because of a field problem at Glassboro with the rain. Leon Daniels, the linesman. Anthony Perfetti, the line judge. Here they go with Wilson, and he stopped. Took 3 or 4 of them to stop him, but he stopped behind the line of scrimmage for about a yard. The side judge is Yannick Munn. The field judge, Jared Barnes, and Dan Kern is up here in the booth timing it all.
Luis Rodriguez at the bottom of that pile defensively for Hammonton.
2nd and 10.
He made some adjustments. Looking at keying on Wilson, I would guess.
Mm-hmm.
Quick football game.
Yep. Wilson, left side, drives to the 10. Gain of about 6, so it'll be 3rd and 4.
Of course, you can make all the adjustments you want, but if you can't beat the guy across the line of scrimmage from you, you aren't going to do much.
Eggett's coming out. Sophomore Pat Grimley's coming back in. Ocean City has receivers wide to both. Wilson to the left of Gunnels. Now he shifts to the right side. And he gets the ball off the left side. Drives into about the 6, which is close to the first down. Let's see where they end up spotting it.
So when the game started, I mean, people thought this could be a pretty close game between two fairly evenly matched teams. Raiders looking to go ahead by 3 touchdowns here with 7.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. The question is, are they so much better than people thought, or is Hammonton not as good as people thought?
Wilson hits the left side. First down, still driving, down close to the goal line. In for the touchdown.
As I said, getting ready to go in for a third touchdown with 7:31 left here in the third quarter. And this really, it feels like it could be worse than 3 touchdowns.
That's his 4th of the year. And the all-time leader in not only Ocean City, but Cape May County. An extra points. He's going to try to kick another one. This will be number 83 if it's good. It's high enough, and it's good. So it's 21-0. Ocean City on top here with 7:31 remaining in the third quarter. Dino's Seaville Diner has been serving Cape May County and the Jersey Shore with great homemade meals since 1977. Family owned and operated. They're open 7 days a week, 7 a.m., serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Dino's specializes in seafood straight from the docks of Cape May and has the area's largest kids menu. Breakfast served all day. Check them out at dinosdiner.com, where you can browse their menu and specials. Phone Dino's 609-624-3100 for takeout. Dino's Seaville Diner, Route 50, just off Route 9, only minutes away from everywhere. Ocean City Aquatic and Fitness Center is an exercise facility that encourages people of all ages and fitness levels to join and feel better. The center has a saltwater pool, strength and conditioning equipment, cardio machines, aerobic and water exercise classes. The Aquatic and Fitness Center is open weekdays from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Special precautions during COVID-19. Please phone 609-398-6900 for more information, or visit ocnj.us/recreation online. McGonigal to kick off. Ocean City on top here, 21-0. The sun kind of disappears. It gets a little darker on the field, but of course the lights are on. This one comes down at around the 13-yard line. Looking for some running room. The right side is C.J. Rossiter. So Hammonton will start at about its own 28.
I think sunset is right around 7:30, isn't it, Tom?
Is it?
I think. Still see a little bit of sun glistening off the condos up there by the boardwalk.
Yeah.
But for the most part, The field doesn't have any sunshine at this point, just the lights.
Handoff going left to Kenny Smith, the freshman. He stopped at the 30-yard line, maybe the 31. Make it to 31. So it's second, long 7 to go.
Taylor Eggett makes the stop. 205-pound senior tight end, inside linebacker actually. He's going to play some tight end. Depends where if he steps up to the line or steps back.
Second, about 7. Backs are split. Winner under center. Slot to the right. And they're trying to sweep the right side, but nothing there for A.J. Riker.
Well, Conti just blows that play apart.
I was curious, and of course there's a lot of time in this game yet, but the last time was Ocean City started the season with shutouts. It was 2019. They actually, 2019, 126 to nothing. They outscored their first 3 opponents.
They were not the 3 toughest opponents on the schedule that year.
No. Weiner rolls left, sets, fires, caught for a first down out to the 44-yard line. And that was Riker, I believe, who limped off the field in the second quarter.
Still looks like he's hobbling just a little bit. But he's a player. I mean, does a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm. Third first down for Hammonton. They're at their own 44-yard line, trailing 21 to nothing. Winner under center. Gives it going left to Smith. And he slips one tackle and gets across the 45 to about the 47.
I think I said earlier, Hammonton has always been a run-first football team. They don't throw it much, and they haven't thrown it much in this game, even though they're down 3 touchdowns now. But when they do throw it, it kind of catches the defense off guard a little bit, which is what it's supposed to do. Same with the Ocean City side, the way they've been running the ball so much tonight.
End of the first half, Wildwood 8, Cumberland nothing. Going left is Smith. Picks up maybe a yard. It'll be third down. Last year, Wildwood won its first game since 2014 when they beat Lindenwold to end a 47-game losing streak. So who knows? Maybe they're going to keep winning. Be great. Third and about 7. Weiner rolling right. Cuts back, spins, but he's going to lose on a sack.
Well, and that's a covered sack as well as anything. He had 2 receivers out here, both of them being covered man-to-man, one of them by Tom Shutta and the other one by John Moyer. And they just had no opportunity. He had no opportunity, Weiner, to throw that football without it being picked because the defensive coverage was outstanding.
But there's a penalty on the play, and it's going to give Hammonton a first down. They'll move into Ocean City territory to about the 39-yard line. Personal foul. Hit to the helmet. Only the second penalty against Ocean City. Only one against Hammonton. Weiner under center. First and 10 at the 39. He's rolling right, looking. A little jump pass is caught, but wrestled out of bounds immediately by Nasir Kelly. Is the Hammonton receiver, Lucas Guringer. Actually only gains about a yard on the play. Second and 9. And, of course, Ocean City's front four and linebackers keeping the pressure on Weiner and forcing him to make pressure throws. 2nd and 9 on the 38 of Ocean City. Hammonton trails 21-0. Weiner keeps it, rolling right, and he's stopped.
Casaboon, Eggett, both been very active.
They lose back to the 40, so it'll be 3rd and 11 at the 40. When you say Hammonton likes to run the ball, you're going all the way back to the Joe Cascia years.
Yeah, I mean,
back in the 70s, they wanted to run the ball. Pete Lancetta had some teams that were a little more wide open because of the talent he happened to have. But you're right.
It was like the Woody Hayes teams. Yeah. You know, only two bad things can happen.
Hammonton calls timeout with 2:02 remaining in the third quarter. Ocean City's on top, 21-0. Johnson's Popcorn, known all over the Delaware Valley, specializing in their delicious caramel corn. They're open all year. 1368 Boardwalk in Ocean City. Phone 1-800-842-2676 or go online at johnsonspopcorn.com to place your order. Johnson's Popcorn since 1940. Shoppy's is even better online. You may know their showroom at 1031 Shore Road in Linwood, but you can order whatever you need at Shoppy.com. Remember, you're not presenting the best trophy if it's not a Shoppy trophy. Phone 609-653-1684. Shoppy's since 1921, starting a new century. Third and 11 for Hammonton at the Ocean City 40. Backs are split behind Weiner. He keeps, he sets, he's in the pocket, puts it up high in the air for grabs, and it's chipped away down there by Charlie Casaboon. Might have had a chance to intercept it, but I think he realized they're in a better position here to make them punt.
Yeah, and he was backpedaling, which makes it even tougher for him to make that interception over his head going back. I think that played a role also in his decision to just make sure he knocked the pass away. But they had that well defensed, and again, he's playing safety there, and a lot of times he's up making tackles because they're running the ball a lot, but that time, you know, they guessed pass, and that's what they got, so he's back there helping, in that case, Nasir Kelly on the coverage.
No punt here. Hammonton's going for it. 4th and 11 at the 40. Weiner puts a man in motion. Back to throw. Has some time. Passes out to the side, and it's incomplete. Almost pulled in. Juggled by Austin Hudak, and it looked like he might pull it in, but as he hit the ground, it popped free. So Ocean City will take over on its own 40-yard line.
Yeah, they had good coverage on that as well, although that ball looked like it was going to end up being caught. But as you said, just he lost control of it as he hit the ground. So a little bit of a fortuitous event for the Raiders. Now you got to believe they're just going to run the football. 3-touchdown lead. Minute and 49 seconds left in the third quarter. Be home in time to watch Ohio State.
There you go. Ocean City players look to the sidelines to get the signal for the play. And they're going to be short a man, so they send Pat Grimley out. Wilson to the right of Gunnels. Gets it. Slips through and drives for 4.
Wilson on the carry.
2nd and 6, Ocean City on its own 44. Next Friday, a week from tomorrow, Absegami will be here. Their quarterback, Ray Weed, one of the good athletes in Cape Atlantic schools.
Yeah, he is a great athlete.
Wilson And he knew he was going to get hit, tried to drive through it, may have got it across the 45 to about the 46-yard line. So it's third down. Oh, no, there's a penalty here.
Personal foul against Ocean City.
Ocean City's hit with a personal foul call. And that's going to move them way back. Inside the 35.
50-yard penalty.
To the 32-yard line.
That's their second one.
Back to
Yeah.
the 32.
That's not good.
They didn't tell you what it was this time. Last time it was a hit to the helmet. They just said personal foul. But they're back to the 32-yard line. It's 3rd and 18. Let's see what happens. Hendricks splits wide to the left. It's a slot to the left. Gunnels takes a snap, hands it off to Hogue. Hogue trying to get to the left sideline, and he's tripped up in the backfield and goes down.
Guess who?
Well, I'm going to guess it was AJ.
You're right. I guess that ankle's fully healed.
Yeah. Punting situation for the Raiders.
Ball's at the 32-yard line.
McGonigal
In punting position.
taking over the punting duties when Joe Rapetti moved on.
First punt of the night for the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Let the quarter run out.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's the end of the third quarter.
And now we're in the third quarter.
So Ocean City leads at 21-0.
City is 21.
And they'll be punting to start the fourth quarter. 6th Street Pizza and Grill is open daily from 11 a.m. till 7 p.m. At 6th Street and the boardwalk right at Gillian's Wonderland Pier behind us here. They have free delivery and daily specials. Phone them at 609-525-0022 and check them out on Facebook, 6th Street Pizza and Grill. The RJH Insurance Group has specialized in home and flood insurance since 2006 and proudly supports Raider sports. Call Rich Hogue for a quote at 609-630-4569. The RJH Insurance Group. Since 1981, the Trofa and Coggins families have offered the best in car care at Car Caress right now at 1635 Haven Avenue in Ocean City, right next to CVS Pharmacy and 100 Stagecoach Road in Marmora behind ShopRite. At Car Caress, they'll hand wash your vehicle, both the interior and exterior. Also have automatic car wash, self-service bays, and vacuums. Car Caress, 1635 Haven, Ocean City. Phone for an appointment, 609-398-8482. They also offer free pickup and delivery. Car Caress, something special for your vehicle at a price that fits your budget.
Tom, you know how crazy I am about my car, and they do a great job.
Yes, they do. Here's the punt. It's a good end-over-end kick, and it kind of drops dead. It took a couple of yards back toward Ocean City. It's going to be down at the 36-yard line.
Well, if Hammonton expects to get in this football game, they have to score now in a hurry. And really haven't seen anything so far that would lead you to believe that that's going to happen. Although, you know, a long pass in one-on-one coverage, you get behind a guy and, you know, who knows?
Oh, absolutely.
They got to try something.
Winters up under center. Hands it off for 2, maybe 3 in the middle of the line.
That's not going to do it.
Kenny Smith pulled a muscle or something, running down the left sidelines on a pattern.
Or cramp.
He took a couple of steps and sat down.
I think he has a cramp, Tom.
Probable. Ocean City trainer Kathy Moran out there quickly. Yep, she's treating it as a cramp.
You could tell as soon as he went down, he tried to, like, extend that toe forward on his right leg and try to do it yourself before somebody gets out there and stretches it for you.
St. Joe in the battle at the beach, they played in the first game against Northeast of Philadelphia, and they might have set a record for cramps. There seemed to be one or two players on their back getting stretched out at all times in the second half. And, of course, it was very hot and extraordinarily humid during that game in particular, but throughout a good part of the weekend. It's not quite that bad here now, but just you got to keep, as Drew Breckenridge said, you got to start hydrating the night before.
Yep.
But he's up on his feet, walking gingerly by himself. Two teammates are coming out, but I don't think he's going to take advantage of them.
Yeah, nothing hurts worse than I won't say nothing hurts worse than a cramp, because obviously we've all had things that hurt worse than cramps.
Yeah,
but that, for something that's not a serious injury, that is a painful thing.
Yeah. And we've mentioned it. You could break a bone or get a sprain that would not hurt as much at that moment as a cramp will. But, of course, it does much more damage.
Yep.
So that takes some speed off the field for Hammonton. 2nd and 8. Jaron Hill, the 6'3 senior, is that wide receiver to the left now. It's a slot. Wing back on the right side. Weiner puts that wing back in motion. And he bobbled the ball but picked it up, I believe. And the pass is incomplete. Almost a terrific catch out there by Hill, who was guarded by John Moyer, sophomore. But Hill thought he was interfered with, but the officials didn't agree.
Well, I think receivers oftentimes think they're interfered with, especially, and he's limping a little bit as well. He may have a cramp as well, but they oftentimes, when in one-on-one coverage, he had to come back for that ball a little bit, and the coverage was good, and really anybody's ball at that point. That's not an interference call, but the wide receiver always wants that.
3rd and 8. Back to throw. Weiner. It's a screen, and it's knocked down by Gray. It's an old Mike Rhodes move from the last couple of years.
Actually, Tom, I think you have to check, but I think Brandon Bobb, number big 79, actually knocked that away. Gray was putting great pressure on him, but I thought it might have been Bob who actually got his hand on the ball. He's getting a lot of congratulations right now on the sidelines as well, so that may be accurate. But Gray definitely was putting all the pressure out there.
4th down, punting situation. High snap handled. Good pressure by Casavoon. Didn't get there this time. And a fair catch is called at the 37-yard line by Hogue. So Ocean City will start on its own 37, trying to run out the clock. They won't do it in this possession, but run as many seconds off as they can with 11:09 left in the 4th quarter. If you or somebody you know wants to continue playing sports in college, Bill Shallcross at Crossover Productions can help. He can assist you by putting your best foot forward with a professionally produced highlight video. Bill's been there more than 30 years doing that kind of work with sports events and creating edited videos. Call Bill at 609-513-8950 to talk about putting together a video presentation that will get colleges interested. Crossover Productions, producing quality video since 1991.
I bet he could videotape your golf swing as well. The question is, could he look at it then and tell you what you're doing wrong?
No, I'm not sure. I don't know how strong Bill's golf skills are. Nope. Timeout, Ocean City.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, video is such a used all the time. Actually, I wrote my thesis back in the early 70s on using videotape to correct skill deficiencies. That was before anybody was even looking at stuff like that.
Surprised
except in the major leagues.
Surprised you didn't cash in on it with a company that builds them, and you'd be a multimillionaire today.
Well, Not gonna. That first thing didn't happen, and neither did the second.
Things are always happening, though, at the Ocean City Free Public Library. You can learn to play bridge, improve your cooking and computer skills. It's all free, plus books, magazines, internet access, homework help, and much more. Ocean City Free Public Library, 18th and Simpson. Visit them online at oceancitylibrary.org. Here up the middle is Wilson. He runs over a tackler and gets it out to the 50. I don't know if he got across the 50. Yep, he gets it all the way down to the 47 they spotted. That was a streak.
Yep.
13th first down for Ocean City.
He just had a big game, but again, that offensive line is.
And they
opened some
lost a
holes.
lot of offensive linemen to graduation.
Yeah, they're a much bigger team out here than Hammonton.
Receivers left and right. It's Wilson. Avoids a tackle. Stays on his feet, but he's going to be brought down about the line of scrimmage eventually. Crashing in there to kind of break things up for Hammonton was Austin Hudak. He actually gains a yard. 2nd and 9.
Yeah, he kind of stretched forward with that football just to pick that yard up.
Second and 9. Slot to the left. Wing back on the right. Wilson drives through, keeps his balance, still going. He's down around the 36-yard line. Looks to have enough for the first down.
I'll tell you, that a nice job there by Gunnels, who had the ball in his belly for a while and just waited to the last minute, and it really had to freeze the Hammonton defense to see if he was going to take it out or not. So that was just nice ball handling there as well. It was a good run.
1st and 10 at the 38. Jacob's brother, or 37. Jacob's brother Isaac was a good running back for the Raiders a couple of years ago. Here's Hogue. He cuts it back. Hogue's got some running room, and Hogue's got it down to the 20.
Wow. That was a burst.
Yes. As we said, very much in the mold of Chris Turner and Jake Schneider.
Here's a trivia question that's not a trivia question because nobody could answer it without going back and looking at rosters every single year. But when did football teams stop putting guys' weights in it every 5 pounds?
I don't know what you mean. Here's the snap. It's Hogue again. He cuts it back, squirms through to about the 15-yard line. And Ocean City's Jim Pacifico holding his block a little longer than one of the defenders wanted.
So you asked Jim Schaefer or Steve Parker, those guys. It used to be all the players were 150, 180, 195, 205. Everything was a 5-pound increment. Now
It was boring.
182, 141.
Well, you wanted it to be accurate.
Yeah, well, they change all the time. So how accurate is it? You mean to tell me?
Well, no. This is at the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
you don't
still.
expect to wait a guy after every meal. Now here, straight ahead. Nope, kept by Gunnels. But he was not fooled by A.J. Riker.
He did get some yardage, though.
He did. 3rd down and about 3. Clock's down to just inside 8 minutes.
I mean, you always felt like everybody was listed to weigh more than they really did.
I think half the time they just made them up.
Yep, but it just seemed,
Slot to the left. Actually, 3 receivers out there. Gunnell keeps off the left side. He gets close. I don't think he got it.
I'm not so sure that this Raider coaching staff wants him keeping the football at this point in the game. That's really not in doubt. They certainly don't want to get him hurt by running the ball on a meaningless play.
McGonigal's going to try a field goal. It's going to be about 31 yards. John Moyer to hold. High snap, he gets it down. It's high enough, And it is good.
Man,
31-yard field goal. I think that's a career long. I'll check. By McGonigal. And Ocean City takes a 24-0 lead over Hammonton with 6:48 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Tom, I think that was easily good from 41 and maybe 45.
Could
Killed
be.
it.
Could be, yep. Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th in the boardwalk in Ocean City, is a popular summer destination. They're open this weekend through Labor Day, 10 o'clock till 10 o'clock each night, and throughout the rest of September on weekends, they will be open as well. The summer continues through September at Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th in the boardwalk in Ocean City. Visit them online at gillians.com. Shore True Value Hardware in Summers Point hopes that you'll continue to shop locally. They offer friendly service and expert advice. At Shore Hardware, they'll do anything to help. They're open weekdays until 7, Saturdays until 6, Sundays until 4. Help is just around the corner at Shore True Value Hardware, 515 New Road, Summers Point. Phone 609-927-6464. Visit them online at shorehardware.com. Here comes the kickoff from McGonigal. And it's deep, and it's into the end zone. Last year, McGonigal made 3 of 5 field goals. He was good from 22 yards, 28 yards, and 23 yards. The year before, he was 4 for 4 from 24, 22, 26, and 32. So this was not his longest. His longest is 32. So what is that? That's 4 for 4. What did I say he was? 3 for 5, so that's 7 for 9. He missed against Vineland, 7 for 10. He's 8 for 11 on field goal attempts, and the longest was 32. Weiner under center, back split behind him. He's got a receiver out to the left. And up the middle for about 3 or 4. Ocean City's had some pretty good kickers through the years. I mean, Mainland had that incredible run, but Ocean City's really had some good kickers.
Holy Spirit had a couple really good kickers, too, if I remember correctly. Not real good with names on some of the players that go way back on these other teams, but
2nd and 7, almost 6. Weiner hands it off up the middle and out to about the 27 or 28 yard line. Here's some scores on the Johnson's Popcorn scoreboard. Cherokee leads Lenape at the half 28-0. Millville now leads Mainland 39-0. That's Eastern 14, Seneca 6. Timber Creek leads Camden 6-0. Washington Township 7, Egg Harbor Township 0. Wildwood still leads Cumberland 8-0, and Highland has defeated Triton 42-14. Middle Township, Bridgeton now leads Middle Township 14-9. Nothing there for Hammonton, though they're only about 1.5 yards away from the first down. They went for it before on 4th down. Let's see what they decide here.
well, just a question of, obviously they're not giving up, but you would think they'd go for it here, except that they're going to end up, if they don't make it, giving the Raiders a short field with 5 minutes left.
They are going for it. Not a surprise, as you said. Backs are split. Receiver to the right, and they hit the center and get the first down. Out almost to the 32-yard line. That's the 5th first down for Hammonton.
Would expect to see some other guys in the game here. 4.5 minutes left, coming up on 4.5 minutes. Mazzatelli at the bottom of that pile there. Sean Mazzatelli.
When's the last time? Can you think of a time when Ocean City had twins playing football? Obviously, I can think of the Walickies in basketball.
There were Rutledge twins back early on. I don't know that they played football. I think they were runners.
First and 10 from the 32. Here's Wayner back to throw. Has a little time. Puts it way up in the air, and it's well defensed. Gave the defensive back a chance, and he made the play. I think that was Moyer.
I mean, one defensive back and two wide receivers back there, and they actually played defense so he couldn't catch the ball. I know Bruce and Jeff Welch, who were both cross-country
runners,
and track runners.
Yeah.
Let me see, any other twins?
The Brinkman sisters, of course.
Right.
You know, but I'm just thinking of football exclusively. Can't remember any. But maybe somebody will come forward with a reminder. Second and 10 from the 32-yard line. And, of course, we're referring to the Mazzatellis. Wayner hands it off. Misdirection played. Didn't get directed anywhere. Stopped back on the 29-yard line.
It got directed right into the arms of number 56, Dom Guerrera.
3rd and 14. Clock down to 3:43. By the way, it's not going to happen in this game, but it used to be 35-point lead in the second half. The clock runs. It's now 33. And to shut it off, you got to get the distance down to 24. So they're making the silly rule, more complicated. Rolling out is Wayner. Looking downfield, he passes to the sideline. Receiver was out of bounds, I think. I don't even know if he caught it. And he only was a yard past the original line of scrimmage. So it's a punting situation for Hammonton.
Tom, what's the reasoning going from 35 to 33? I mean, that's...
I don't even like...
doesn't even make sense.
I don't even like the idea of the whole thing. It only really does is cost substitutes playing time. End of the first quarter on the Johnson's Popcorn scoreboard. It's Washington Township 19, Egg Harbor Township nothing. Here comes the punt. Downfield, Hogue makes the fair catch at about the 48-yard line. How about Washington Township deciding to leave the Olympic Conference and join the Tri-County Conference?
Really?
Yeah. I think they definitely will be the largest school in the Tri-County Conference.
You know, go back to that rule, and like you said, it does prevent the backups from getting some playing time, but it also prevents some of these idiot coaches from wanting to score 50 or 60 or 70 points and leaving their starters in the game much longer than they should.
Obviously, that was some of the motivation, but if you take a look at the scores that they've had throughout the state of New Jersey since the rule was instituted, there's not a whole lot of difference. There's still 50, 60, 70-point wins when you get mismatches, and, you know.
Well, then it means both teams have second teams just like their first teams when they're playing each other.
Well, or they don't put the second team in as much because there's not as much time. Okay, trying to run around the right end, Roy Saluta, 5'10", 168-pound sophomore, stopped at the line of scrimmage. Walker Bailey, the 6'2", 170-pound freshman, is taken over at quarterback.
Only freshman on the roster, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a lot of sophomores in this lineup right now.
Bailey hands it off. And right up the middle across the 50 to about the 48-yard line. About 6 or 7 yards on the carry. Saluta again.
As we said, a lot of young guys in the game now. We hate to mention one or two for fear of missing the rest of them.
3rd and about 6. Andrew Carianis splits wide to the right. He won't be the first Carianis to catch a football.
Nope.
His uncle went on to play at Temple. Saluta pulls out of a tackle He's wrapped up at the 45 and stopped 3 yards short of the first down.
He probably won't be the last carry on us to run a diner either, because the boys are doing a pretty good job of that.
So it's 4th and 3. Ocean City will go for it. They're going to make that clock run. And 1:15 in running. They lead it 24-0. Ocean City with 2 straight shutouts apparently to start the season. Bailey checking the sidelines. They're going to tell him when to have the ball snapped. Hands it off. Saluda drives, and he's close. He looks like he may have it. Let's see where they put the football.
There's a flag in there at the last minute thrown by the referee.
Okay. Personal foul, face mask, so they definitely get the first down. Penalty is against Hammonton.
Well, now there'll be a couple of knees, and that'll be it, probably. Unless they want to give it another one of these young guys a chance to carry the ball.
RJH Insurance Group has specialized in home and flood insurance since 2006. Proudly supports Raider sports. Call Rich Hogue for a quote, 609-630-4569. The RJH Insurance Group. They're going to drop to a knee here and seal win number 2. Second straight shutout for Ocean City. And they'll host Absegami next Friday.
I don't think anybody expected a shutout here by either team.
Middle Township on the Johnson's Popcorn scoreboard has just taken a 15-14 lead on Bridgeton. So Ocean City wins this one 24-0 as the teams shake hands in the center of the field. And the Raiders will get ready for Absegami a week from tomorrow. And Hammonton, forgot to check, Hammonton plays Mainland, a challenging game at home in their home opener the next Friday at 6 o'clock. 2 touchdowns by Jacob Wilson, who had a terrific game, one by Riley Gunnels, and a 31-yard field goal by Brendan McGonigal, who set the all-time Ocean City and Cape May County record for extra points in a career. He has 83 now. I don't think we have, the extra point record for the Cape Atlantic League is 143 by Tom Worthington of Holy Spirit. So the Raiders got to score a lot more touchdowns to give him a shot at that. So a good win and another good defensive performance.
Yeah, as I said, I don't think anybody expected a shutout from either team here, but Ocean City really, they just dominated both sides of the football. I mean, they ran the ball at will, really didn't have to throw the ball at all, although they really had that one really nice long completion. Didn't need to throw the ball, and 8 o'clock, we're out of here less than 2 hours. And Hammonton, the defense, they just allowed nothing. So 2 games in a row, they put a shutout up on the board, and when school starts, the kids will be, the football team's 2-0? Geez, you played games already?
Yeah.
So a great start, and I'm sure now they're looking forward to, getting back and seeing the rest of their classmates. That's good for about a week, then they're tired of being in school already.
Millville with a big lead over Mainland. Egg Harbor Township way behind Washington Township, but a close game in Cape May Courthouse. Middle Township leads Bridgeton 15-14 on the Johnson's Popcorn scoreboard. And Wildwood, last we heard, still leading Cumberland 8-0. Final score here, 24-0. Thanks to Jeff Haynes for hospitality here, and Devin Scioli and his crew at the Cary Stadium. Of course, Bill Shawcross, our producer and videographer. So we'll join you again a week from tomorrow, the 10th of September, when Ocean City hosts Absegami. For Bud Rink, Tom Williams, the final score again, 24-0, Ocean City over Hammonton.